Zendaya is one of the most followed actresses on the internet. She currently has 180 million followers on Instagram alone. She evolved from being a childhood actress in Disney to a very sophisticated actress today. The big question is, has she done anything to alter her appearance over the past 10 years? Here is Zendaya at age 14 as a young Disney star, and you can see why they picked her. She has cute dimples, she has a beautiful smile, her eyes are oval shaped, everything about her is friendly and inviting. 1 year later, we can see again her beautiful smile. She has good tooth show when she smiles. She has beautiful skin tone. The arch of her brow is perfect. She has lower upper eyelid creases, and everything about her looks very inviting. 2012, she's now 16, and her face looks a little more contoured. Obviously, she might have lost some weight, and she doesn't have the same round baby face that she had 2 years prior to this photograph. One thing I like to point out is that Zendaya comes from a mixed race family. Her mother is Caucasian, her father's black, and that contributes to her overall beauty and unique appearance. So in 2013, I see what I think is a change in her nasal outline. It looks like there's a narrowing of her nasal bridge and a more prominent bridge over here, and the ala and the tip look unchanged, so she might have undergone a rhinoplasty to narrow her nose at this juncture. Can't swear to it, I don't know for a fact, but it's possible she had a rhinoplasty done at that stage. 2014, I see no change really from the prior year. Again, her nose looks a little more narrow on the top than the bottom. There's no other alterations that I see. In 2015, you can see from this kind of angled shot, her nose looks distinctly different than it did when she was a child. There's obviously more prominence to the nasal bridge. Everything looks in proportion. There's nothing too radically done, of course. It fits her face. She's starting to look much more sophisticated within a short time. In another shot of 2015, I want to point out that her eyebrow contour is beautifully done. It's possible that she had some microblading done on the inner corners of the brow itself. And that might be a value in someone who has somewhat of a broad face, because it gives the impression of narrowing the face. I can't swear to it, but it just may be makeup alone, but it looks like there's some microblading that may have been done on the inner aspect of her brow. She also has a little bit of fullness on her lower lip. It's possible she got a little lip filler done on the lower lip to accentuate the volume of her lower lip. Looking at 2017, nothing has changed from prior years. So this frontal photograph of her in 2018, you can see clearly, again, this narrowing of the upper portion of her nose over here. These bones are usually collapsed. They make incisions on the lateral portion of the bones, and they collapse in like a triangle that folds in. But the lower portion of her nose looks unchanged to me. Later in 2018, we do see what is possible a change in the nasal tip. It looks like there's narrowing of the nasal tip here, and her alas do not look as prominent in this picture. In addition, she has some narrowing of her face, and maybe she's losing weight and she has a more contoured, narrow face at this point. But you can see that she's lost some volume on the lateral aspect of her cheeks, and below her eyelids there's a little bit of hollowing as well. What I have to point out here, though, is yes, her face is evolving and changing, but she's becoming a much more sophisticated actress. She does Shakespeare, she does much more sophisticated roles along the way. So she's evolving as a great actress, not just as a fashion icon or a model. She is very, very accomplished. In 2021, you can see this lower cheek hollowing. I don't think she had any buccal fat removed. I just think her face is changing and maturing with time. So here she is at age 26, and really nothing has changed to any real degree. She might be continuing to do microblading on the inner corners of her eyebrows. But other than that, she is just evolving in a natural, beautiful way. So in 2023, the only thing I see that might have changed is that her lips look a little more full, particularly the upper lip, and it's possible she has some lip filler injected in along the vermilion border to accentuate the Cupid's bow. This is another photo in 2023, and it looks like, again, that her lips have been augmented with some filler. They look more fuller both above and below. So in 2024, the only thing I see is a little hollowing of the lower eyelid and mid-face region in this area, and she may have some fat atrophy in that area as she gets a little older. But of course, she's only 28, and she had this before, but it's getting a little more accentuated now. To just summarize what she might have had is she might have had microblading of her eyebrows to narrow the image of her face. She has, it looks like a rhinoplasty for her, narrowing the bridge of her nose and possibly even the lower portion of her nose. And it looks like she augmented her lips with some fillers at various times. I don't see any other surgical interventions. So this is fun, just looking at celebrities and analyzing their appearance and speculating on whether or not they had any procedures done. It's not guaranteed that they've had these procedures, of course, but it doesn't take away from the great talent this woman has. She has a tremendous talent, and she's a dancer, a singer, a great actress, and a social activist. So I have to applaud her accomplishments in the few years that she's been an actress, which is really 10 years. She's evolved, and she will continue to evolve and probably win an Academy Award among her other awards that she's already won. If you've enjoyed this video analysis, please hit the subscribe button. We'd like to have you as part of the community. And I'm going to continue to analyze these celebrities with you and have a little fun along the way. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video.